Hello, everyone. Is everyone having a bitter week? Or is things being a little too sweet for you? I'm just kidding. I hope you are all having a wonderful weekend. For those of us in California, how's the rain coming along? It's pleasant to finally see it after a hot minute, shall we say. But we know why you are all here. You're all here because we're here to discuss Kamen Rider Gavv, episode 21, Too Bitter Gavv. And yeah, here we have the obligatory evil clone episode, which, it's an interesting tease because, we're not expecting an evil clone episode, at least like we don't want it to be an evil clone episode. We want to see like a main character gets corrupted kind of episode, but here we are. Yeah, it's an evil clone episode. This is not 01 Berserk. This is Ryuga from Ryuki, even though Ryuga never appeared in the actual TV show. He only appeared in the movie in the 13 Rider specials. But this ain't the Rider Time Archive. And that ain't the season we're discussing on the archive because we're doing Kamen Rider X. If you haven't watched our discussion of Kamen Rider X thus far, what are you doing? Go watch it. We did that one episode. You know the episode we're talking about. You know you wanted us to talk about that episode. And we did. This Sunday. And this upcoming Sunday, we're doing the movie. But, again, we're talking about Kamen Rider Gavv. And where we last left off, we were on a very interesting point in the story where, Glada reveals the fact that, Shoma's a member of the Stomach family, which is a surprise to both, Raginine, whose actual name is Rakia, and an even bigger surprise to Hanto, who finds out that not only is he a member of the Stomach family, but he is a Granute this whole time. What the heck is going on here? What? See, I may have complained a hot minute about Kamen Rider Reface, but it still left a decent impact if I'm still quoting George. George carried that season like he's freaking Atlas. But, weirdly enough, unlike Hanto, Rakia is totally down to hear out Shoma's backstory. And he reciprocates pretty well. He takes it really well, surprisingly. He's like, I'm not a fan of you being a member of the Stomach family. After all, my whole purpose is to destroy the entire Stomach family. But I also understand that they want to kill you. And you want to kill them. You clearly have a reason. They killed your mom. And you did help me out. So I'm going to help you out. But I don't trust humans. You're half Granute. And so I will trust that half. But Hanto, he's fully human. I don't trust him. I don't want to work with him. So I am sensing a sort of anti-ghost situation where instead of Necrom and Spectre being best friends, we got Vlam and Valen being worst enemies, and they will have to begrudgingly learn to work together. Yeah, I mean, I do like the dynamic between Go and Chase, but the thing from Drive, but the thing is, it's not so much hero versus villain. It's more like angsty hero. Like we're talking 90s Chris. Goddamn, I'm trying to remember his name. Chris Donald, the dude who played Robin in Batman and Robin. Yeah, so him versus a totally neutral, bland amnesiac character. This is different. Here they're straight up enemies. Like, you got a full human and you got a full granute. And here's what I'm gonna find interesting. What if the surgery that Hanto had to undergo in order to become Valen will slowly turn him more and more into a granute? Because think of it like a bone marrow transplant. Like when you have a patient with leukemia, their natural marrow structures could not produce healthy white blood cells. So you use the bone marrow implant so that the bone marrow so that the foreign bone marrow could produce the necessary white blood cells in place of the rest of the entire skeletal system, which is heavy order to request. It still boggles my mind that you're counting this tiny little piece of bone to compensate for the rest of the human body. But what if the granute surgery worked the same way, where progressively that granute implant that Hanto underwent is going through mitosis, and the granute cells in his body are spreading more and more, and then he's eventually and his human cells are going to be progressively replaced by granute cells to the point that he himself will become half granute, if not fully granute. That would be an interesting subplot for Hanto to undergo. And I'm curious what kind of mental development he's going to have to go through as a character. Now, I'll say this. That's pretty much everything that we have to know about Vlam for almost the rest of the entire episode. But after this, another subplot is with the Stomach family, and the only thing you have to know about the Stomach family is that Glottis submitted a report saying that Rocky Nine's real name is Rocky. He used a fake name. He's actually the sibling of one of our part-timers who was excommunicado. So he's out for revenge. And not only did we experiment on him, Niel, but you also made him one of our employees, Longo. And now he's also the third rider who's hunting us granutes, huh? And of course, both Longo and Yelv are panicking. It's oh geez, what have we done? And I've never seen you've never seen Yelv this perturbed, but his character well enough that he could be. But this is the first time we ever see Longo be this perturbed. He's oh damn, what do we do? It's the three of them make a deal. Okay, listen, Longo, you double check the procure side. I'll double check the factory side. Nelv, you try to improve the security on all of our doors. No more pointing fingers at each other. You guys got that? Got that? Nelv, Longo, Glotta, Nelv. Yeah, that's what I thought. Meanwhile, Jeeb is God knows where. But that pretty much sums up everything involving the Stomach family, which pretty much leaves the rest of the plot to just Shoma and Hanto. A little bit of Sachika, but not quite a lot. So, Sachika tries to have a mini party with junk food, because turns out all the hostages were returned. Last time we saw them, they were inside a briefcase being carried away by one of the cream soldiers, which is cute. I love the choreography in that scene. But yeah, no, it is presumable that they have been returned. That I didn't know that the peons could, unpress the human victims, but apparently it could. And of course, Sachika tries to have a party with Shoma. It's like, Shoma, where you been? I'm so happy that you're alive. Takashi has been returned to normal, and blah 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 blah. So we need to have some sex. It's like I'm not feeling well. I don't know what to do. And of course, poor baby Shoma is like trying to contemplate. Maybe I should have been the one to tell him that I'm a grand new. Maybe I should have told him sooner. And maybe you should have. But maybe also Hanto might not have been mature enough as a Kamen Rider to take that kind of news yet. It's never easy to figure out when's the best time to drop a bomb like this, but this causes Shoma to run out and pass out in the middle of the street. Meanwhile, Hanto, he got a lot of crap. He got a lot of crap from Suga. And I'm like, what is Suga's goal here? Because it really seems like he's really gaslighting the relationship between Shoma and Hanto, because it's like, oh yeah, I know, I totally met Shoma, and I know he's Gavv because he's the one who brought you here. I met him. Yeah, I totally met him. Hey, he mentioned that that Vlam character is the one responsible for the mass kidnappings. I wonder why they're working together now. That's kind of weird. Don't you think that's kind of weird? It's kind of weird, isn't it? And of course, Hanto's perturbed. He's like, oh, did Shoma play me this whole time? Was he a villain since day one? And then he himself runs off. It's like, it's like, what am I gonna do? And of course, it's like, bro, have you not remembered the last 20 episodes of the show? How many times he saved your butt? How many times he helped your butt? How many times you guys hung out together, fought monsters together? How he handed you for free a bunch of white Chocodon so you could keep being a Kamen Rider because your transformations are one use only and you do not have the ability to create your own Gochizo? Have you forgotten about that? Or the time he handed you his only donut, because I haven't seen any other donuts since then? Or the times he let you use his bushel de Noël? Huh? Find it kind of odd that you're not remembering those things. But of course, when he's trying to have a reflection moment at night, he starts to realize, he is a member of the Stomach family, but the other members of the Stomach family are trying to kill him, all the time. I've seen when the twins tried to blast him off the edge of the cliff, and he did kill one of them. So I guess he does have reasons to fight against them. And he and Vlam were working together. And then he notices, oh yeah, everyone that Vlam kidnapped has been returned safely. Did he convince Vlam to become a good guy? Maybe I was wrong about him. So naturally, he's like, maybe I should talk to Shoma and hear his side of the story. Oh, you mean that thing you should have done earlier in the day? Back when all three of you were there together, when Shoma was ready to explain everything to Rakia? He could have explained it one time to the both of you at the same time, instead of putting him in a position where he has to repeat himself. Come on, man. But then he sees Shoma walking up the street in a black polo sweater. It's like, hey, it's Shoma. What perfect timing. Hey, Shoma, I gotta tell you something. Huh, he disappeared. Maybe it wasn't Shoma. Bruh. Dude, it totally was Shoma. Dude, how can you not? Well, technically, it wasn't Shoma, but next day, Hanto walks into a crime scene because apparently someone's been assaulting waiting staff, and first, okay, so someone, so Shoma walks to like this Odin stand, and he eats everything inside, despite the dude trying to close up. He was like, okay, I'll keep it open for half an hour because you do seem hungry. What a nice guy. Shoma doesn't reciprocate that because he's just eating all the individual ingredients one at a time. It's like, this is not what I'm hungry for, and he smacks the entire stand with, like, he just backhands the stand, and it just like the whole thing collapses, and then he curb stomps this poor old man. And he's like, what am I hungry for? Hanto shows up at an Italian restaurant the next day, and he sees that a waiter is being hospitalized, and turns out there's a lot of video footage of him being assaulted by Shoma. Yeah, he like takes spaghetti by hand. It's like, there's nothing I'm hungry for. Of course, like, but of course, like, he tries to warn Sachika. It's like, Shoma wasn't brand the whole time. Those monsters have been kidnapping people. Shoma's one of them. Look, here's the footage. Gossip Girl spotted him in the Italian restaurant assaulting Chuck Bass. I'm just kidding. I'm on the 3rd season of Gossip Girl, okay? But yeah, no, the dude's like, it's like, bro, like, this seems out of character. And even Sachika's like, this is too weird. This is way out of character. And of course, Hirakia goes wandering down the streets because, his stomach incorporated issued cell phones no longer in service because, he's fired. So, it's like, I may as well learn to live like the humans do, because when in human world, do as the humans do. But yeah, no, like, Shoma decided to like solo his way to the top, so I may as well solo my way up there as well. It's like, how hard could it be? I mean, like, he doesn't have granted powers like I do. His powers are much weaker. But then you see Shoma in a candy store, like, eating all the gummies and worms and bears and rings and stuff, and it's like, none of this is what I want. None of this is what I want. Like he curb stomps an old lady, and it's like, oh, this is painful for me to watch. Like, let's keep watching. And of course, like, someone even gets cell phone footage of this, and then he finally gets some cola flavored gummies and starts munching. And I was like, hey, I actually enjoy this. This is what I'm here for. I'm gonna eat this. So he gets like all these like soda gochizos. It's like a soda gummy. And of course, when Hanto confronts him, like, Shoma, he has like a black and purple Gavv instead of a red one. And like, he transforms, and like, you got all this, you have this giant cola bottle, and like covering him up. And I have to say, I like this transformation. And yeah, so not my buddy guy. It's cola themed. He's cola themed. So let's get right into it, yeah? So, cola. So, first of all, soda actually got its name from the chemical sodium carbonate. Get it? Sodium carbonate, soda. I don't get the joke either, to be honest. But the way it works is when sodium carbonate is mixed with water, it becomes carbonated water, aka soda water. And basically, the way it works is when it's under a vacuum, it basically has the opportunity to have the chemicals react, and the sodium separates from the carbonate, creating carbonate gas. So once there's a releasing pressure and mixes with the oxygen, and all the carbonate gas releases from the mixture, which is why you get all these little prickly sensations, because it's the carbonate reacting to oxygen. Now you're probably wondering, why is the episode called Bitter Gavv? Why is the character called Bitter Gavv? Well, the thing about that is, soda, or sodium carbonate to be more specific, has the pH value of anywhere between 10 and 11, making it alkaline. And alkalines tend to have a bitter texture. What's really surprising is, because of the sodium content, you'd think that there might be some sodium ions, which would create the sensation of saltiness. But that's not the case, because it's a base. It's not an acid. It's a base, and bases tend to be bitter, like acids tend to be sour. But at least with acids, it actually makes sense, because acids are predicated on the presence of hydrogen ions, which is the trigger chemical for the sensation of sour. Very suga indeed. Now, the way cola is made is actually very interesting, because you basically have a syrup, and you combine it with carbonated water in order to create cola soda. Well, cola flavored soda. Now, what is cola syrup? Well, the main ingredient, as you may be surprised to find out, is actually the cilantro, like coriander, for example. Yeah, so you take a bunch of plants in the cilantro family, you boil them, you combine it with other spices such as citrus zest and nutmeg and other spices. They're like, the sky's the limit with what they are. Now, what is Coca-Cola's secret recipe? That's a secret. Even I don't know that. But you can make your own cola from home. All you need is coriander, citrus zest, and assorted spices, and you're good to go. So when you boil it together, it emulsifies. It becomes very syrupy, and also when you add some sugar into it, it becomes a little bit creamier. And then when you combine it with carbonated water, that it loses some of that viscosity, but it gains that prickly texture. All you got to do is vacuum seal it and then refrigerate it, and then you're good to be refreshed. So let's talk about this new form. Oh man, gray undersuit, black oversuit, red, gold, and purple decals. This is a beautiful costume design, very reminiscent of Disaster from Kamen Rider Saber. And what's really funny is, and what I find really interesting about this character, is that he's able to break his limbs and then reattach them back to their normal state. That was actually really interesting to see on the show. And I want to see more of that, because that is actually freaking cool. And yes, that means that and what's crazy is that people are recording this fight, which means, is Shoma going to be outed as a Kamen Rider, for better or for worse? Has the identity of Gossip Gavv been revealed? I know. Let's find out. But yeah, there's a really cool bit where Bitter Gavv throws Valen across this parking area, and he's able to react quickly enough that Like he attaches a Gochizo and fires it at the ground right as he's about to land, and then he lands and slides right into a puddle of chocolate, allowing him to like foil wrap himself into Kamen Rider Valen. And two of them are fighting each other. It's really cool. And what's really cool is that, and it's like right as he's about to pin down Gavv, sorry, Bitter Gavv. Bitter Gavv's what's it called? Gavv like spits out his saber. So it's like, so imagine having like a harpoon come out of your belly button. That is a freaking cool scene. And apparently it's heavier than his base sword, which is insane. And of course, Rakia seems to be coming from seems to like show up from out of nowhere. It's like, hey, that's Valen. And that looks like Shoma? Huh? Is this what going solo does to you? Okay, I'm game. So he transforms into Kamen Rider Vlam, and then he knocks Valen out of the way so that the two of them could go one-on-one. So you got Bitter Gavv and Vlam face to face, and then Bitter Gavv starts charging at him, and that's where the episode ends. Okay, so thoughts. I love the fight scene towards the end of the episode. I love some of the creative choices they did with the choreography, namely the Valen's transformation sequence. That was really well executed. I love the whole like spitting out the sword thing. Very cool. I love like the contorted arm thing, and the soda transformation sequence. That is freaking dope. That was like one of the coolest things I've seen in a hot minute. And like between Kamen Rider Build and Kamen Rider Gaim, I do love soda themed transformations. I'm not gonna lie, I have an addiction to sodium carbonate. So the fact that we have an episode based on soda, that really makes me happy. That really makes me happy. I don't think I've been this happy to discuss an episode centered around a specific food, like for the food of the episode, since episode 5 when we went over hiri chips, because like I love spicy food and I love refreshing drinks. So like my two favorite chemicals, capsaicin and menthol. So one for heating, one for cooling. Like both of them are textures, not flavors. But one texture is sour, but one texture has a savory flavor, while the other texture has a bitter flavor. They go together surprisingly well. So hiri chips and bitter Gavv, yeah, I'm definitely vibing with both of those Gochizos. Yeah, I feel like they handled Sachika more poorly in this episode, because I think they could have taken her really good places with like Shoma being upset and Hanto like telling her not to get involved with Shoma. I think there's good places we could go with her as a character, but I feel like some of it was out of left field because of the way they handled it. And one thing that I particularly did not understand is like, why is Sachika upset that she's not able to make Shoma happy? Because I get it, like her thing is making everyone smile, but it's like she's acting like she's been failing a lot lately, and she hasn't. Like, why is she suddenly depressed like that? So I really hope she gets some character development. Maybe she might have an episode or two focusing on building a relationship between her and Vlam. Not necessarily a romantic relationship, just some kind of relationship. Just like what's it called? Necrom and the old lady who passes away from old age.
You know, I really love I really like developing characters, and I think like having Sachika and Rakia like connect with each other might ripple into Shoma and Hanto being able to work together. One thing I really didn't like is how because of the fact that because of the preview for the next episode, it's kind of clear that this is not actually Shoma. This is some kind of clone or evil side of him that's been split from him or took over him. Well, probably not took over him because we do see Cake King Gavv fight against Bitter Gavv. So yeah, like I wish they didn't spoil that. Like, maybe have like a clip of just Cake King by himself and a separate clip of Bitter Gavv by himself, but don't have both of them on screen together because like I want to like build the revelation that they're not the same person. But with that in mind, why do I get the feeling that somehow they'll end up reconciling and this will become his, what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of his Thunder Gale form by having the two of them combine, or just as equally having Live and Evil combine into that black winged guardian thing that he had in episode 44. See, like Daiji is such a forgettable character in Revise that I don't even remember like his later forms. I remember what they look like. I just don't remember what they're called. I know he has a black form called Evil and a white form called Live. But, he's just so not interesting. But he's still more engaging than Ichinose. So, credit where credit is due. Not a lot of credit. It's more like lack of fault than presence of credit. So this episode for me, I give it a 9 out of 10. I think some things could have done better. Some things could have been done worse. I would like to see more stuff from the Stomach family, but maybe we'll see more of them next episode. So let me know what you guys thought. Like, what did you think of this episode? I love a good soda-themed writer. I want to see him go up against Rabbit Tank Sparking because Coke versus Pepsi. That would be funny. That would be funny. But at the end of the day, Shin Zangetsu is the best one because it's melon. Catch my heart, very melon. Very melon, yeah. Melting in your mouth, very melon. Get the new Black Gavv driver from Bonley Premium. I'm not sponsored by that. Sure you're not. Sure you're not. Sure you're not. Don't say no, just buy more. Don't say no, just buy more. Alrighty, guys. You guys had your fun. If you enjoyed, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon. Stay notified for our latest videos. We do Ultraman X on Mondays, Kamen Rider Gavv on Wednesdays, Bakuage Sentai Boom Boom Draw on Thursdays, and Kamen Rider X on Sundays. That's right. Ultraman X on Mondays, Kamen Rider X on Sundays. We start and end the week with an X. And yes, Super Bowl weekend's this Sunday, but we're still going to be live for you guys. We're going to be doing Ultraman X, the movie, 5 Riders versus King Dark. And yeah, this week is the penultimate episode of Boom Boomers. Definitely check it out because next week will be the finale. The week after will be the premiere of the 50th anniversary season, #1 Sentai, Gochuja. And I'm excited for that. Like, despite it being the 49th season, I'm still excited for it. And yeah, also we only need 10 more subscribers to reach the goal that we need for us to review the Tubi TV Power Rangers fan film. That's right. We're really close to that goal for us to watch that movie. I know you guys want us to watch that movie and review it We are really close to it. All you guys got to do is share our videos, tell your friends to subscribe, and then we will get there and we will roast the heck out of this film because I've heard not so pleasant things about it, but I haven't seen it, so I'm not going to judge it until I really do watch it. Yeah, and of course, check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show. And if you want to follow me on my personal content, you could find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto. With all that said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to stay safe, stay hydrated, update your emergency kits, and hug your loved ones. We love you guys. We hope you stay safe. See you next time. Goodbye.